Um, I'm a startup. I represent a startup in this smart city space. But at the same time, we are a startup that does PMC for 3 cities, and we implement for another city, not the same, another city. In this course, we have had several different experiences, and that's what I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to start with something very different from technology. In fact, I'll probably go with evolutionary biology. If you can see that there, that's an island. So yeah, it's very different. I'm not going to talk about technology at all, actually, today. So imagine an island, and no beautiful woman, just me, and a chimpanzee. There's a chimpanzee and me on this island. Who do you think will survive more than a month? I mean, okay, it's a question, but I'll answer it myself since the chimpanzee, obviously. Right? Now you add another 9 chimpanzees, another 9 humans. Who do you think will survive? Well, possibly the humans, maybe the chimpanzees too. But you add another 99 humans and another 99 chimpanzees. Undoubtedly, the humans will survive. This is evolutionary biology, that's what's taught us. And why do you think we have? I mean, in all this, I don't need to tell you this. There's so much similarity between monkeys and chimpanzees and us. In fact, there's more similarity between chimpanzees and us than there is between mice and rats. But yes, the reason we survive is because of cooperation. We learn how to cooperate. But along with cooperation, what Mr. Harari says is we also learn to tell stories, fiction, and we also gossip. But we'll just talk about cooperation right now. Cooperation gives us the ability to do things which, individually we could not have done. But at the same time, as we evolved, and what I have seen professionally is we've not only created groups of verticals or professionals who are so good in what we do that we forget about everything else. And which is what we've seen in this whole smart city space. And if I talk about behavioral economics, I can talk about 3 different traits, or what I would call cognitive traps. The first one is the professional bias. And nowhere is this more evident in smart cities than in each different vertical or department that is trying to do things. Each department says, we are the best. We know exactly what needs to be done. Our data is the most secure. Somebody spoke about security. It's everything about that department. No department wants to think about any other department. All aspects revolve around the job that I am doing. If you talk to any vertical in the smart city. The next is this, focus. Focus solution is what we would call it. There are so many requirements in the water space, for example, in the energy space. It's difficult for them to look at the small picture as well as look at the big picture. On that image, both those windows are the same, but when you look at it from different perspectives, it changes, and that's what's happening in cities. The perspective changes according to the person or the industry or the vertical that you're talking to. And the last cognitive trap is this reluctance to accept complexity. Nobody understands the really intricate, complex nature of what we're trying to do. The number of parameters are immense, the impacting factors are immense. For us as smart city people to get it all together requires another level of thinking. And complexity thinking or complexity science is really not something that most of the folks that are implementing smart cities are aware of. Enough people have spoken about how we need to collaborate, but I am breaking down silos, and I would say it's not just about breaking down silos, we need to collaborate among different professions. In several of these initiatives that you've seen, I have not seen a single urban designer or urban planner in a smart city gathering. Urban designers, urban planners have been left to the, I'm not part of that profession, but we need to get them in. We need to get several other professions in together and then solve some of these technology areas that we're talking about. In fact, in 2018, the end of 2018, several research articles, including magazines, spoke about how the next phase of technology is not about disruption or anything. It's just about collaboration. In fact, they've gone on to say that, we spoke about AI and IoT and all of that technologies as we go ahead will be so complex for one person or one aspect to look at it, then you can't go it alone. You have to do it together. In all of this is, I'm bringing concepts of design thinking. This is there in a report that we published just last week by the Department of Telecom. And I'm going to take an example of smart parking. We're trying to do this in a Tier 3 city, Tier tier 2, tier 3 city actually, and it's a state-of-the-art smart parking solution. You can pay for it on your app. You can see how many parking slots are there in your app. But does the tier 3 city really need it right now? Possibly not. In fact, out of 20 locations where they were trying to do smart parking, they rolled it back now because it doesn't make financial sense. Doesn't make technical sense too, and have done it in just 2 or 3 locations. It may make sense in the future, but not right now. The other is, talk about systems thinking, apply systems thinking. I mean, in systems thinking, there is this whole concept of a systems map, which doesn't seem to be coming due to an error that I made, but it's a map that you can create, and in systems thinking, you create a systems map where you look at all the old technologies, legacy technology, as you say, the impacting agencies, the impacting solutions, the impacting factors. Finally, what is the outcome? What the technical feasibilities are, what the financial feasibilities are, and then get it all together. So that's a systems map that needs to be made for cities. In fact, I would urge all cities to do that before they embark on anything else. And the other is futures thinking. Several people spoke about platforms here. In fact, we have platforms aplenty. Just which platform do cities use? I mean, that itself is a complexity. If you can ease it out for them, it'll probably be, make it, I know there are standards bodies trying to work on standards, but until that comes in as a mandate, I don't think cities are going to work on these common platforms. It is up to us as, folks here together that get these in a manner that is future compliant. Nobody's going to put in a solution today and going to change it 6 months down the line. It's financially not feasible. It's not only financially not feasible, the number of people that are going to be involved in doing it it's impractical for them too. So yes, I see that I don't have much time. In fact, I don't like taking, I've taken China examples too many times, and I don't take China examples anymore, but in China they call it the city brain, and it's a private institution that's doing it. But I'm using it here to represent the 2 sides of the brain that we have, the logical and the emotional, and how in smart cities, the logical and emotional needs to come together, social and technology needs to come together to bring out solutions that a smart city really requires. So yes, we need several different authors, we need multidisciplinary efforts, and we need holistic thinking to get smart cities right. It's not just about technology alone. As soon as we accept that, we make the next steps. Thank you.